Ramily Challenge! We have 3 generations of our family together today, and we are going to complete January's Ramily Challenge. So hi, I'm Liz.
Hi, I'm Mona.
And this is Alex. Alex has just had dinner, so he's a little bit tired. We don't recommend sleeping while you're trying to complete this challenge, but as long as one member of your family is awake, you should be able to do this. So one of the first steps that you're going to go ahead and complete is you're going to go ahead and wash off. Can I see you, Mom? You're going to go ahead and wash your spaghetti squash and peel the sticker off. You're not going to eat the outside of the spaghetti squash, so just a quick rinse should be just fine, right, bud? Yeah. The next step is you're going to use a paring knife and you're going to make a number of marks all around the spaghetti squash. This is going to allow it to cook once we put it in the microwave. So this is something for adults or observed with upper elementary. Okay, so a good way to think about this is just anytime you rotate the squash in any way, you can see 3 to 4 marks. So that's a really nice way to know that you have enough depending on your size. And I just want to show you, this is a pretty good little paring knife here. You could also use a steak knife. So when you go in, you're going to kind of work your way in towards the center. Just like any other squash or gourd, this has some seeds in the center. You'll see that later. Then you just work your knife back out and you've got your little marks in. So now that we've done that, we're ready to actually start the cooking process. All right, so we've got our plate in the microwave, and all we're going to do is cook this spaghetti squash in 5-minute increments. It should take about 15 minutes, but you'll want to check it and turn it over every 5 minutes. Okay, so my spaghetti squash is really starting to vent. You can hear the sound of the steam coming out of all the different aeration holes that we made. And so I have decided that I'm actually not going to cook my squash for a third section of 10 minutes. And if you get really close here, you can actually see that there's quite a bit of steam starting to come out of those different ventilation holes. That's a pretty good sign that you've got some pretty good cooking going on. And you can hear it's continuing to vent, continuing to cook even after it's done. Now my plate's really hot, so this is something that's going to be important for an adult to remove from the microwave. So I've got my trusty oven mitts. I have lost my trusty assistants. This is not for your sleeping family members to do. Okay, so you can see that I've cut my spaghetti squash in half. It's still a little warm. You can let it cool for a few more minutes this way. This is a great task for younger people as long as it's cool enough that they can touch it. Mine's still a little bit warm. I just cut it open, but you're just going to do the same thing you would do with a pumpkin, which is come in and scoop out the seeds and anything there in the middle. And again, I had mentioned earlier that all of my little ventilation holes went ahead and cut this far. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you with this. This is another great task for a smaller person, which is the really fun part about spaghetti squash. Kids think this is really cool. I think this is really cool, which is you literally just start cutting into it and you end up with these little strips, and that's a part of why it's called spaghetti squash. So you can kind of start to see that it might look a little bit like a very thin yellow noodle. You seeing that? So just as you're kind of working with it, keep a bowl handy that you can go ahead and just put your spaghetti squash into. Again, it's a really nutrient-rich vegetable, similar to any other squash. You can salt and pepper it, you can put olive oil on it, you can put spaghetti sauce on it. Anything that you would do with pasta, you can do with this.